We're gonna win.
You're gonna lose. You stink. You're gonna lose. You're...
Got him! Hillary Clinton is warning about Donald Trump now. According to private messages, Hillary Clinton is warning that a third-party candidate, and there are multiples now that are running against or alongside Joe, could prove disastrous for him, and says the situation is pretty effing concerning, Hillary Clinton says. Ooh, baby. Better be careful, RFK and Cornell West, when you're in federal lockup, when you see the red light on the cameras go off, and you hear a cackle down the hallway, and the sound of high heels tiptoeing. Careful, watch your neck, as they may say. If Hillary Clinton finds something pretty effing concerning, watch out. And then there's a reason that they don't give RFK any Secret Service. Hillary Clinton privately warned President Joe Biden to take third-party challengers very seriously. Clinton lost the 2016 election, in part due to Green Party nominee Jill Stein siphoned off some of her potential votes. I mean, that's debatable. On November 2024 ballot, Biden could face Green Party candidates along with moderates. He could also face challenges from inside of his own party, as we talked about yesterday. Could it be Hillary Clinton who challenges Joe Biden? There are multiple members of Congress who are Democrats. For instance, a moderate Democrat from Minnesota, member of Congress, Democrat, who wants to challenge Joe Biden, who's very open to this. Same with Joe Manchin in the Senate. Could it be Hillary Clinton? Could Hillary Clinton be the person? They're going to get rid of him. I mean, you have James Clapper straight up saying, Donald Trump's going to put all of us in prison. This is panic time for the regime. What's Hillary Clinton doing? Well, here's a tweet from Hillary Clinton a moment ago saying that she is going to be kicking off her podcast talking about hip-hop and civil service and criminal justice reform. Look at it. Scroll down to the photo, Jerry. You're going to love this. There you go. This is the last thing you see when you are in Supermax in New York, in Manhattan, and when the lights go out and the little dot on the red camera stops blinking. Why is Hillary Clinton doing a podcast on hip hop? Remember when Hillary Clinton called black people super predators? Yes, okay, got it. Okay. You gonna try and repair that hill? Old Hill Dog? What's Hillary Clinton's rap name? Is it Hill Dog? What is it? Hill Dog, as we shall call her, on her newest hottest release. Hill Dog, trying to appeal to young urban voters. How does she do it? Watch.
No more questions? They said no, she has to go.
What's something that you always carry with you?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Are you getting information right now? Hot sauce. Hot sauce in my bag, swag?
Hot sauce.
Really?
Yes.
Now listen, I
yes.
just want you to know, people are going to see this and say, okay, she's pandering to black people again.
Okay. Is it working?
Yeah.
Nancy Pelosi, hammer time. Is it working? Hillary Clinton like this close to hitting the Secret Service panic button because a super predator is too close to her. Not my term. Not my term. Dude, I'm like the number one guy who like does shows like, hey, Charlemagne the God, I actually agree with you on some things. I'm not calling Charlemagne a super predator. Hillary Clinton called his demographic super predators. And what does Joe Biden call them? He calls them boy. Don't get mad at me. Hey, Media Matters, when you're clipping this, these are the words of your candidates. Here's Joe Biden calling rapper LL Cool J, boy. And then commenting on his physique. Yikes. Go.
And two of the great artists of our time representing the groundbreaking legacy of hip-hop in America,
LLJ Cool J. By the way, that man's got biceps bigger than my thighs. I think he's been. And MC Light, both of you, thank you. Because they both have the light off on the mic, you know you're all here to listen to the new edition.
LLJ Cool. Hillary Clinton, is it working? Oh my God. Ooh, baby. Oh man, they got problems. They got real problems. And there are powers that be that want these two away from the ballot. Joe Biden is collapsing with black voters. It is support. Now, it is impossible for a Democrat to win nationally because they need to get turnout in these major urban centers in order to win states like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, Arizona, Georgia. You must have massive and unified phalanx of like urban voters going in and like machine voting. All right? Like for the Democrat Party. If you don't have those, then a state like Illinois goes red, right? Because the entire rest of the state is like screaming red. So you have to have that kind of turnout. If black people don't turn out in those kind of monolithic numbers for Democrats, they're doomed. They're doomed. And they're looking at Joe Biden dropping 20, 25 points with black men and women respectively. They're looking at Joe Biden calling LL Cool J boy. I'm sorry, LKJ Jewel, whatever Joe Biden would call him. And Hillary Clinton talking about her hot sauce. And they're saying, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. What are we going to do about this? Ted Cruz has an interesting thought on this. Ted Cruz says, hey guys, it's going to be Michelle. It's going to be Michelle for this exact reason. Because they know they're doomed otherwise. Watch.
So, if you're a Democrat, you can't run on record. What do? You have to run on attacking Donald Trump. That's the only note they have is, yes, our guy's a train wreck, but we think the other guy's worse. And so, Sean, here's what I predict. And this is something I said last week on my podcast, Verdict with Ted Cruz. I think the odds are very significant that next summer at the Democrat National Convention, that the Democrat Party will jettison Joe Biden, will throw him off the ticket, and they will parachute in instead Michelle Obama to be their candidate. I think they're going to look to Michelle Obama as the savior to come in. And I think if that happens, that would be very, very dangerous. And every time I see a Democrat or one of their puppets in the press beginning to point out the problems with Joe Biden, every time that happens, the chances of that go up and up and up.
It's going to be Michelle, huh? Oh, my. Well. Old Michelle. Let's go ahead and see what Michelle's been up to. Michelle earns nearly $750,000 for a 1-hour speech. Oh, my. Is that her speaking fee? Or is that her being paid off by the globalists in order to run for president? You decide. That's plenty of... That's, a lot of money. $1 million a speech, huh? Sarah Palin is saying that Michelle Obama will become the Democrat nominee. Sarah Palin is saying, don't be surprised. Michelle 2024 election. Michelle Obama's own biographer is saying that Michelle Obama will be selected. Now, this is going to be very interesting to see how they game theory this, because to get on the ballot itself is a huge process. The primaries begin, like to be on the ballot for a primary closes down like right now. I'm from Iowa, so I'm very aware of this primary process. Huge lift. So how are they going to do that? What are they going to do? How are they going to do that? Like, they'll have to declare Joe Biden mentally or physically unfit. They're going to have to do it. Because Michelle Obama just can't run in a primary right now. I mean, you have to have the infrastructure. You have to have the balloting built up. And you have to have your names on the ballot, right? You have to sue. You have to, not sue, but you have to bring your lawyers in and get your name on the ballot in all these states. Fill out all the universes of paperwork to get on the ballot. Every state has a different balloting process to get your name printed on a federal ballot on a state level. This is a lot of work. You have to do this for months. And the first caucuses in Iowa happened right after Christmas. We are rounding the corner quickly. So I don't know, man. It's going to be very interesting to see how they pull this off. What is essential for the Democrat Party is to effectively understand that they're going to they're kicking Joe Biden down the stairs. They're going to kick him to the curb. This is now going to become an act of humiliation for Joe Biden. A former colleague of Joe Biden, a guy who holds, I believe, Joe Biden's Senate seat, the Delaware Senate seat, a man named Chris Coons, a greasy little bald man who let Joe Biden famously sniff his terrified ginger daughter. Maybe we can grab that picture because I want to prove to you that this is right. This is the photo that's always used. It was Chris Coons who sacrificed up his poor daughter for Joe Biden's nostrils. Chris Coons saying, we're a little worried about Donald Trump beating Joe Biden now. This coming from the guy who took Joe Biden's seat. Watch.
Right now, the polls head-to-head are more concerning than I would expect, but I would so much rather be in this position of having an incredible record for our president to run on.
Now, they're a little more concerning than I would expect. You know who's also a little concerned? Somebody who can't hide her concern, which is Cringe Jean-Pierre. Cringe Jean-Pierre was asked at the White House press conference yesterday multiple times about the polling that we covered for the majority of the show yesterday, talking about how Donald Trump is beating Joe Biden now by 10 points in a new ABC News Washington Post poll. Cringe Jean-Pierre, the reporter asked, 37% of registered voters approve of president's handling of the economy. 74% of registered voters say they have major or moderate concerns about the president's age and mental fitness. What do you say, Cringe? Go.
37% of registered voters, just 37%, approve of the president's handling of the economy. He's at a 56% disapproval, the highest of his presidency. And 74% of registered voters say they have major or moderate concerns about the president's age and mental fitness. How troubling is that?
Here's what we're going to focus on. We're going to focus on exactly what you just asked me, right? The first question, which is how do we continue to support the workers, right? We're not going to get into the litigation of the negotiations here, but what we're going to do is continue to show how much this president is working for American families.
Yes, but Cringe, nobody likes your boss. They all think that he is an old, diseased, creepy scumbag who calls rappers who he can't pronounce their names, bah, foghorn leghorn style. They all know that this is your boss. Imagine being Chris Coons. When I say that Chris Coons sacrificed up his daughter to Joe Biden, look at this. How else do you say that? Look at the physiognomy of this photo. Look at where Joe Biden's hand is. Are you a parent? Do you have kids? Maybe you have grandkids. It looks like this girl is maybe in her 12, 11. Who knows? I don't know. Maybe she's in her young teen years, perhaps. Would you allow anyone to touch your kid like this? Let's say you're at the grocery store and you went out to go to the you went out to the parking lot and some man is touching your daughter like this. What would you do? Would that man be able to walk afterward after you catch him doing this to your daughter? If you saw that look, if you saw the look in your daughter's face like that, do you have a daughter? Do you have kids? Do you have grandkids? Do you want children? Well, then maybe you can just do a mental exercise with me here. I have 2 daughters. That man would not leave the parking lot. That man would not be able to walk out of the parking lot if I were to catch any man doing this to my kids. Look at the look in this child's eyes. This is Chris Coons' daughter. I didn't plan on doing any type of monologue about this, but it's worth looking at. Look at Chris Coons' eyes. Look at the dead eyes. Look at him smiling as this is happening to his kid. What kind of monsters are these people? These are the same people who want predators in schools. These people are monsters. They give their own kids up to predators. Look at this. It's happening right here. It's worth studying. It's despicable. What kind of a father looks on like that? Looks on with those little beady black dead eyes as the great white plastic predator shoves his nose directly into your daughter's ginger hair. Man, dude, these are some sick puppies up here. These are some sick people. The American public are sick of them. They know that we are led by a diseased gerontocracy and that Joe Biden is the beleaguered sadist king of it. Cringe Jean-Pierre not able to answer just the most basic questions. Again, literally sprinting away from recent polling showing that the administration is approximately as popular as prostate cancer. Go.
37% approve?
I hear you. But it is, look, our focus is going to be on what we can do to continue to deliver for the American people. Polls are polls, right? They are going to be all over the place. They're going to they don't tell the whole story, actually. And that is just the way a poll is.
Okay, well, this tells a story. This one tells a story. And far be it for the CIA to ever be repulsed by a photo like this. Ha ha ha. CIA has done their fair share of facilitation of engagements like this that you see on your screen. Of course, the CIA was working hand in glove with Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was working with the FBI. He was a honeypot. They encouraged this. But the CIA is now turning on Joe Biden. The CIA apparatchiks have done the numbers and have said through their apparatchiks in the press, Operation Mockingbird in full force, guys, Joe Biden's got to go. This is why you're seeing the Washington Post and the Atlantic print these major front page articles saying, Joe, you need to drop out immediately. The CIA is turning on Joe Biden, along with some of the most powerful people in the country. Watch.
When the Washington Post sent CIA mouthpiece David Ignatius to warn Joe Biden not to run for re-election, we figured it was because they knew impeachment was going to air their dirty laundry. Or maybe the agents who deliver the president's briefing saw up close with their own eyes that Joe was on his last legs and there was a risk Kamala Harris was going to be in the Oval at any moment. The column rocked Washington, but it wasn't enough to jar loose the ticket. As of right now, Joe Biden is still running for the Democrat nomination. So the power brokers are going to have to give the big guy another nudge. Over the weekend, the Washington Post sent another shockwave through the Capitol. If Ignatius has left Brett Baer's Windsor tot unraveled for the first time, well, this blew Brett's whole blazer off. The Washington Post polled Donald Trump beating Joe Biden by 10 points. That's a Ronald Reagan 49 state landslide.
Oh my. Oh my. So what are they going to do? This practice in humiliation continues apace. This scoop from Axios this morning, let's read. Biden's team, don't let him trip mission. President Biden and his campaign are working on a critical project for his re-election bid. Make sure he doesn't trip. This is real. It's not the Babylon Bee. Driving the news. Voters expressed deep concerns about the 80-year-old's age and fitness for office. Biden's team is taking extra steps to prevent him from stumbling in public, as he did in June when he tripped on a sandbag at the Air Force Academy. No one has proven to me that there was a sandbag there. Definitively. I have seen Joe Biden, all I've seen is Joe Biden fall over on a flat stage, okay? That's it. Nobody's proven to me that there was a sandbag. Joe Biden wanted to blame the sandbag. With physical therapists, Joe Biden has been doing exercises to improve his balance as far back as November 2021. No, he doesn't have dementia. He doesn't. His own son said he has dementia. Hunter Biden's own text message said Joe Biden suffers from dementia. Since his stumble in June, he's been wearing tennis shoes more often to avoid slipping, using short stairs on Air Force One, entering the plane on the lower deck than before. So those big long stairs, you can go in with the cargo. You can go up Air Force One and like the way the luggage goes up Air Force One. That's what we're doing with Joe Biden. Next, they're just going to literally pack him in a bag and throw him on the cart. Why it matters. Democrats, including some of the administration, are terrified that Biden will have a bad fall, with a nightmare scenario happening in weeks before November 2024 scenario. Some senior Democrats privately have been frustrated with Biden's advance team for months, citing the sandbag incident and noting that the president often appears not to know which direction he's going after the podium. Oh my. So they're all but saying it here. They're just saying it. Democrats are saying that Joe Biden might have a bad fall. Can you hear Hillary down the hallway? Can you hear Hillary down the hallway of the prison? Nancy Pelosi with her hammer? And who's cackling? Who's cackling all the way to the Oval Office? Could it be Kamala? Now, we'll remind you that Kamala Harris said this when asked if she's ready to step in if Joe Biden were to have a bad fall. Go.
Questions about the president's age often go hand in hand with questions about how you would step in the role, if necessary. Do you feel prepared for that possibility? And serving as vice president prepared you for that job?
Yes.
And how would you describe that process?
Which process?
Like as far as being ready for that.
Well, first of all, I'm answering your hypothetical, but Joe Biden's going to be fine, so that is not going to come to fruition. But let us also understand that every vice president understands that when they take the oath, that they must be very clear about the responsibility they may have to take over the job of being president. I am no different.
I'm no different. What is Kamala Harris doing now? You have problems with Kamala, though. You got problems. The Daily Mail find that Kamala Harris is far more unpopular than even Joe Biden. Joe Biden's one of the most unpopular. Joe Biden's far more unpopular than Donald Trump. Don't let them lie to you. At the same place, at the same moment in his presidency, Donald Trump's like 5 points higher on his approval rating, according to Real Clear Politics. Donald Trump is far more popular than Joe Biden at this point, this exact point in his presidency. So Joe Biden's less popular, but Kamala Harris is less popular than that. Kamala Harris is incompetent, unqualified, the worst vice president in 40 years, according to the brutal Daily Mail poll. You can see here the polling results. Thank you, Jerry, for popping down there. Kamala Harris, VP to Joe Biden. Kamala Harris is viewed as the worst vice president in recent years. Deeply unpopular. And here's the word salad that people come up with when asked about Kamala Harris. We can scroll down one more graphic there, Jerry. Incompetent is the big one. Idiot, weak, joke, bad, useless, terrible, stupid, dumb, unqualified. Loser and awful. Also come to mind. This is the word salad for Kamala Harris. That actually sounds like a really good Kamala Harris speech. All of those words slammed together. So Kamala is giggling all the way to the bank, saying she's ready to take over. Also, weirdly, Gavin Newsom is saying that Kamala is ready to take over. When Gavin Newsom was asked, are you going to run instead of Biden? Gavin Newsom goes, well, it's probably going to be Kamala. What I'm saying is everything is fine. The Democrat Party is in order. Watch this. It'll tell you, by the way, exactly what they have planned. Watch Newsom.
Filing deadlines haven't passed. President Biden doesn't run. Why shouldn't we consider you a likely candidate?
I think the vice president is naturally the one lined up, and the filing deadlines are quickly coming to pass. And I think we need to move past this notion that he's not going to run. President Biden is going to run, and I'm looking forward to getting him reelected. I think there's been so much wallowing in the last few months and hand-wringing in this respect, but we're gearing up for the campaign. We're looking forward to it.
But you hear these calls privately. What do you tell these donors who are wallowing in this?
Time to move on. Let's go.
And am I supposed to interpret that comment about the vice president that if for some reason the president chose not to run at this point,
that's the
everybody rallies around her?
It's the Biden-Harris administration. Maybe I'm a little old-fashioned.
Yeah,
maybe I'm a little oldfashioned about presidents and vice presidents. I was a lieutenant governor, so I'm a little subjective.
The important part of that clip is the first 5 seconds. When Chuck Todd goes, so Joe Biden shouldn't run for president. Who do you want? Aren't you going to run? And Gavin Newsom goes, Kamala's all lined up. Oh, man. Are they really going to try and make Kamala happen? Is it going to be Newsom? Newsom's doing everything he can to show Democrats that he is ready to be called off the bench, sir. Chain of events here, according to Steve Deace. Gavin Newsom vetoes legislation that would allow California parents to lose their children for not mutilating them. Poll comes out showing Biden losing by 10 to Trump. Another poll comes out showing 60% of Democrats want another nominee. Newsom-DeSantis debate announced. That's going to be a debate, I believe, on Fox News, hosted by Sean Hannity. Hey, Alex, correct me if I'm wrong there. That's going to happen next month. Should be very interesting. These are not random coincidences. Newsom is being groomed to run. Very interesting. Gavin Newsom is tied to Hunter Biden's criminality. There is an email where Gavin Newsom is effectively helping the Biden crime family in their business. California Governor Gavin Newsom, recent defense of Hunter Biden against allegations of nepotism and shady business deals follow the Biden's infamous laptop showing the president's son donated thousands of dollars to Newsom's gubernatorial campaign and lent his name to multiple fundraisers on his behalf. And you'll remember that it is California, the federal prosecutor in California, that decided not to charge Hunter, wouldn't allow the special counsel to bring charges against Hunter Biden, who was in California. And you can see here the Eric Schwerin email saying that, oh, Gavin Newsom's part of it. Newsom expected to attend Wednesday's GOP, who is expected to attend GOP debate on behalf of the Biden campaign, brushed off. Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that. So tomorrow we'll see some of Gavin Newsom stumping for Joe Biden. Sure. Got it, buddy. Got it. Brushed off allegation of Hunter Biden's corrupt business dealings last week, saying it's hardly unique for people and their family members to get ahead. You know what? God, what a weird timeline. I'm agreeing with Mitt Romney on something. When Mitt Romney resigned, he said, I'm too old to be in politics. I'm like, well, shoot, son. You kind of got me there. Do I agree with Mitt Romney on that? Yes, I do. Mitt Romney saying that the gerontocracy it should all retire. Dude, he's right. Mitch McConnell, take him with you, pal. And now I'm going to agree with Gavin Newsom, saying that it's hardly unique that people and their family members get ahead in politics by doing this. Yes, he's right. Gavin Newsom is right. Clip it. Post it. Gavin Newsom is right here. This is the model. How is it that Elizabeth Warren is worth $72 million? Communist Native American Elizabeth Warren is worth $72 million. How is it that Nancy Pelosi has untold amounts of wealth? Nancy Pelosi comes from a semi-poverty background. Not a rich person, not from a rich family. There is a goal in the Republican Party, too. Democrats, Republicans, they both do it. There is a goal to get to Washington, D.C., to line your pockets with as much money as you possibly can. It is an immediate vector for generational wealth to defraud and betray the American people, and then to leave and to get $750,000 speaking gigs like Michelle Obama, which is totally Michelle Obama getting paid off. They're just backing the money truck up to Michelle Obama right now.